Okay, the reason why I came here was because my cousin had invited me to come along. She has a particular interest in hapu development, and farming is a great part of that. And we have a trust in Oromahui Trust, which she is really wanting to be a part of. And so that was my first motivating factor, I guess, to actually attend. Our grandmothers, Noma and my grandmother, and my mother were farmers in the 1920s, 30s, 40s. And then when my grandfather and my uncles, all my uncles went to war, my mother and my grandmother were left to run the farm. And they ran it very, very well. And when my uncles came back, my mother and my grandmother came off the farm. They were actually kicked off the farm by my uncle. And so then they moved to Waitangi, and they started farming the Waitangi marae land with kumara growing, vegetable growing, fig growing there. And so, yeah, that's been a big motivating factor for me in terms of why I attended. I was also really excited that there were a whole lot of group of women coming together to meet. So that was, I thought, well, you know, I actually had to go, I was expected to go to a meeting, which was quite an important meeting, and I chose to come here instead. So,
It's going in my feet out. So, Rangi, what was kind of the most meaningful thing for you about coming here for the last 3 days, and what did you get out of it?
I think the most meaningful thing for me is the fact that the actual wānanga was set up by a Pākehā organisation. It was led by Pākehā women with a Māori facilitator, and that was different for me, and I really appreciate that these Pākehā women came out of their own comfort zones to set up this wānanga for us in farming, but also had the vision to see that things cannot just keep operating the way that they are, with Pākehā at the lead and Māori sort of just following behind. Where in this workshop, for the majority, it was facilitated by a Māori facilitator, and we had the other team provide information for us, training for us as well. But I think that what really impressed me was that this whole kaupapa was brought to us not by our own, but by tauiwi who really, really genuinely have a heart for Māori people. And so, yeah, that really impressed me. What I got out of it, I've always been intrigued with figures, not been very good at maths, and I always I guess was afraid of figures, you know, in a sense. And so I'd look at a spreadsheet and I'd just quickly turn away because I think, oh, gee, that looks a bit scary. So now I have a full understanding, and I can say a full comprehensive understanding of what a financial set of accounts looks like, what are the things that I need to look for within that financial set of accounts, what are some of the questions that I may need to ask about stocks, about liability, public liability, about insurance indemnity, about budgeting. Those were a lot of the skills that I acquired from this wānanga.